Hey guys, Danny here. Today we are looking at another drone. This is a Wi-Fi FPV drone that comes with a dedicated controller. You can control the drone using your smartphone or the dedicated controller. One thing I want to get out of the way, this drone stated that it had optical flow positioning on the website, but it doesn't. Not from anything that I can see on the drone or any settings. The drone does not have optical flow positioning. So first let's take a look at the controller. A little bit of an odd design. I haven't seen a controller like this before, but it does feel okay in the hand. It's pretty light and the controls themselves feel pretty good. The controller does take two AAA batteries. It is also labeled, as you can see. The drone itself was a lot smaller than I expected, but the design is pretty good and it feels well made. It doesn't feel too cheap. There is a bit of a downside though. The battery on the back for me didn't seem to click into place properly and seemed quite loose at times. I wasn't able to rectify this, so that was a little bit worrying, but it didn't come out during any of my testing. The battery is stated to give between a 5 and 8 minute flight time, which is a bit of a big variation, but I'll show you later in my test. You can see it's 450 milliamp hours and we will see how well that performs later. The camera is adjustable, as you can see here. Interestingly, it's adjustable to a full 90 degrees, which should be good for some of you if you want to get a nice vertical shot of the drone above you. The phone holder that comes with the drone is pretty decent. It clips onto the bottom of the controller and it has an adjustable spring. You also of course get some spare props, a screwdriver and also 4 prop guards, your charging cable and a user manual. Also, to clear up another aspect of this drone straight away, it states that it has a 1080p camera, but of course this doesn't have a micro SD card, so even if it does have a 1080p camera, you're not going to get that full resolution as you're just recording the image stream that you're getting on your smartphone. You'll see in the top right of the app it's stating we have low battery already. This is obviously wrong, so that wasn't working properly on my drone. As soon as I took off the drone, it did not hold its position and I couldn't find any settings for this drone's so-called optical flow positioning, so obviously it doesn't have it. However, initially I was quite impressed with the field of view on the camera, also the quality that was coming over the FPV feed. It was also quite a strong signal, so I had high hopes for the camera. I did find the drone a little bit of a challenge to fly. It does have altitude hold, so I didn't have to worry about that too much, but it did move around a lot. It wasn't massively stable, but that is to be expected to some extent because of its size, and it doesn't have any positioning systems. I definitely wouldn't take this up too high. I think it would get taken away quite easily. It does have 3 different settings for your flight speed, and the highest one is actually pretty good. This is quite a nippy drone. It's pretty fast, and you can definitely use this as more of a fun flyer, and this is probably what I would recommend to some of you if you was thinking of buying this drone. It's probably going to be a little bit more as a fun quirky flyer than something you're actually going to take out and get camera shots with, but you can see the camera quality isn't too bad and I'll be going deeper into that shortly. There didn't seem to be any options for flips. I also checked the controller buttons, but there seemed to be nothing that indicates this drone can do flips, so I'm not able to show this off. The drone also states that it has a follow me function, which it does not from as far as I can tell. It does have a return to home feature, but I didn't even bother testing this because often on these drones it will just simply fly backwards in the wrong direction, so I didn't bother testing this. I also wanted to show you what the full screen FPV feed looks like. This was probably the most impressive part of this drone. It does have a nice long antenna that comes out of the bottom, so I think this is why we get a pretty good feed. The quality is also quite good. It looked pretty good on my phone, but now we're going to take a look at what the actual recorded video and picture files look like. So first up, the pictures, you can see they're pretty average and are quite blurry. They do have some detail. Onto the video fares a little bit better. Again, this suffers with a lot of blurriness. It does seem to handle quite well the high speed of the drone, and the wide field of view definitely really helps. It's a bit of a shame that this drone doesn't have a micro SD slot. A lot of drones are going that way now, even some of the toy drones, so the camera I think could have been utilized a lot better. It does look like it has the detail there, but the quality suffers over the FPV stream. Hopefully this is something they can rectify in a newer model, but the quality isn't bad. It it's just not going to be, I think, above average compared to some other drones around this price point. It is a lot of fun to fly. As you can see here, I have it on the full speed setting and it's pretty maneuverable. So I'm a little bit torn on this drone. It does have an impressive FPV feed that holds up really well. The camera quality is pretty decent, but it is a bit of a big disappointment that it states it has optical flow positioning, which it doesn't, and follow me, which it doesn't, and the battery on the back is a bit loose. So the drone's not perfect and it's not terrible either. But I think if you take some of these things into consideration, this could be a good little flyer, and especially if you were to do some mods to this so you can take it on long range flights, I think this could be a lot of fun. I got a 7-minute flight time, which I think is respectable for a drone of this size. As always, if you'd like to buy this product, I will put a link down in the description for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hoped you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this one. And of course, I will see you in the next one.